Hello and welcome to the Cat Collective. I'm Nina, I'm the channel for this channel, and let's start with some new energies. Purity. Love it. Conduit. Okay. An ancient memory. Okay, and the bottom of the deck is wisdom. It's very interesting and intense. Purity and the healing card on top, okay. Makes sense. Oh, E.T. What's going on? Oh, and a mess. And the manipulation that comes to an end, okay. Very interesting energies. So I really feel like those cards, it's just special, you know, because it really feels like nature energies all around, right? I really love this deck. It's the first time I'm using it in a video, so it's just very special because this really feels like you are going somewhere around a path. So you're walking a path. So it could be that you just take yourself a day in the week and you just go out in nature somewhere, right? And it really feels like an unexpected path. So it's something where you haven't been before, and you just decide that you want to go out and go for a walk. But I think what you are not expecting is the magic that you encounter along the path. It's there's so much magic, in fact, that I think this path, this walk, is going to change your life. It really feels like it's so refreshing, you know. I almost cannot find words. It's this it's very cleansing. That's why this card was there. It's just, you go there and you go through nature, through this path, and when you see, maybe there's even maybe it even looks like this a little bit, you know, but it connects you to something so intense. With this wisdom card, right? It's very magical, right? So it connects you to something so intense, and that's your ancient spirit. You know, if you look at her, she's having this spirit here, and she's young, right? But she is still she's the beginning of a magician, right? And there are so many symbols, and something comes in for you during this walk that I don't think that you can unpack it right straight away. It really feels like something that you just feel the energy, you know. And it could also be that you didn't anticipate to walk something, you know, a path or just a way. And I'm really also noticing my fingernails for some reason, because there are some chip-offs, some spots. But this is today it really feels like a part of this reading. It really feels like that by walking a path, you know, maybe you you wanted just to go to one place, and then you ended up walking much longer than you thought, you know? And it's because something has driven you to walk this path, and it's about uncovering the truth of yourself, you know, with all those parts that are chipping off, and the true nature comes back, right? The truth behind it. And it's not that the artificial thing that you made out of this wasn't nice, right? But it's just it brings you back to your ancient self. There's something so magical. It's also very childlike with this, and this figure doesn't look like it's an adult at all, you know, but this figure also is naked, right? So it really wants to say that this is a very transformative walk, totally unexpected. And it's also just because you discover so much there. And it could be also very emotional, right? Could be that there's something happening along the way where you really feel connected to nature with this, right? Yeah. You know, with all those gnomes having a party, and the mushrooms and everything, and the fairy, you know, it really feels like a remembrance of who you are and who you want to embody again. But also I'm drawn to the instrument that this one gnome is playing, and the whole color setup of all of this is so earthy, right? It's so earthy, and for you it is where you really belong, right? It really feels like you are discovering the home of you, of yourself, of your ancient self on this planet, right? But also the magic, you know, because this is totally it's something you, I think, wanted to connect with for a long time, but didn't, right? Maybe before that you walked along nature and you just were annoyed by bugs or something like that, right? And now you are, I think it's the first real connection of you with nature. And it doesn't mean that you are, yeah, it really, I mean, it feels like you are not a kid, of course, but it is the first real connection somehow. And with this, it's also, or the first real connection after a long time, right? Because this looks like it has been installed many years ago, right? And only sometimes someone enters this magical path and discovers something there. But you take something with you. You really do. And it's some magical wisdom, right? So you do take something home. And do you remember this one? That's the craziest thing. Because all those beings, you know, they are all otherworldly. The fairy, and how see-through the fairy is and everything. You know, it's like this path transforms from a normal nature path into a mystical and ancient and special otherworldly path. It's like you are entering a different world, right? because this is a different world. It's a world that you've never been to, right? And it's just, it's like you are walking there, and you're walking through this tree, and where it shines, you just follow the light. You just follow your intuition, right? And the path is somehow very mystical. Maybe you also talk with nature, right? And it's just you're entering, you're going through this door, everything looks normal, and you end up in a different landscape, and it's full of beings and full of magical beings, but it's like you are traveling back in time somehow. It really feels like this ancient memory, you're traveling back in time, and you are remembering who you should be. And I think after that, something happens to you, and I'm getting really emotional because of this, right? It really feels like with this otherworldly, it's like you have been touched by spirits along the way, and maybe you didn't see them, or by fairies, maybe you didn't see them, maybe they just are a bit see-through like this for you just now, right? But it transforms you. If you look at this, this is a child, right? It really feels also, time-wise, it feels like a quantum leap towards healing, and it fills you with so much wisdom of who you are, that afterwards you will transform. I really feel like all those magical items she holds in her hands, while Rosemary, of course, is it's just a connection to nature, and I think it will be visible from this point on. I think afterwards, when you come back home, you know that, I think you look in the mirror, right? And you see someone that you don't recognize somehow. Because I think you've met your spirit team. Something has touched you along the way. And it is the connection to the forest and the nature and to magic, right? And when you come back home and you look in the mirror, I think what you see is after it really feels like this but artificial, right? It's this this construct here looks like it looks like those how are they called? They get built up and are loud with music, and kids can go on them. It's like a magical ride, right? But they are artificial, right? And I think when you come home, it's not sadness that I'm feeling. It's more gratitude to see who you are, and it will lead you to, I think, now this figure transforms. It's spirit, but I think it transforms also into, you are seeing who you want to embody, who you want to look like, or who you should look like, or it really feels like afterwards you make a plan, you you sketch yourself like an architect on paper, and you think to yourself, what do I want? It's a total makeover. It's not just from it's not just a little bit, it's a lot. It's a big makeover. I think from this point on, once you've been touched by the ancient wisdom of all your otherworldly friends in nature, from this point on, of course, time needs to take place and time needs to play out. But from this point on, you are not the same, and you will look differently, just 1 year from this moment on. 1 year from this moment on, I think people will not recognize you. In a good way. In a really good way. It's like you have been touched by magic, and it also spills into this, and also it really feels like what you are going to unlock with this for yourself. People are going to say that this is magical, that you are magical, and yourself you will not believe 1 year from this point on who you are or who you have been, right? And I also really feel that from this point on you are going to it's not just the visuals, but the visuals are the big indicator, right? Because of this, it's like the way she dresses, right? It's not normal, and I think you are not going to dress normal after that point. You know, it's really like, I think your taste of clothes, and maybe even literally your taste buds are changing after this point. It really feels like the connection to some really deep-rooted ancient wisdom has been made, just because you follow your intuition and went for a walk in nature. And it's profound. I think from this point on you are going to search the connection with nature much more often. Could be that you are integrating one sacred day for you per week at least, you know, and it's a transition phase. You are transitioning. It's the deconstruction of the old self and the unlocking of the new self. And it comes with so much magic, right? And therefore this card was there, because this is literally the identity crisis card, right? But it's not a bad crisis and everything, you know. It feels, or it sounds not nice, but this is a nice transformation. And I really feel that you have otherworldly support by Tees, and all those magical creatures that have touched you. I think what I also feel is that you have been recognized somehow by walking along a path that you've never walked before. It could be that it really feels like you walked a path and the spirits have been waiting for you to cross this path, you know, and therefore they gave you something. And if you don't recall it consciously, it just, you know, they gave you some wisdom somehow, just by you crossing the landscape. It really, you know, with all those magical orbs here and there, you know, in this image as well. And it's almost like you are this one, walking across this, and you've been touched by the energies. Look, they are totally wrapping around this. What is it? I don't know the names of animals in English too well. Well, it's okay. Of you, right? You are the animal. That's another wisdom, right? Because you are the animal. That's actually quite wise to say, because that's a part of it, right? But it's also, you are very magical. So and I really feel like after that, a lot of something is being removed from you, but also something is being added. It's almost an exchange that happened, and you are going to be a completely different person, and for the better. So do everything you can to embrace this. And let's see, I'm gonna pull another card from another new deck. So let's see what else we get. Marble. Am I singing my song? Oh, wow. Yeah. It's the return to yourself, you're returning to yourself. And it's incredibly hard to confine a free spirit. And I think what you are remembering is who you are, and what you need to do to feel better, right? To become your own sun. So it's very lovely. And that makes you question, is this you, or is it who they want you to be? And you are now in the middle of a transition phase to yourself. It's when you are moving to a different planet. It takes time, right? You, in general, moving, even not just to a different planet, but that's how huge it is. But moving in general, but it feels like moving to a different planet where you cannot take everything with you that you have accumulated. And it is a transition phase, but returning to places like this along the way is helping you. And knowing, like the architect, like sketching out a plan and building it. That's what you need to do now. And that's the wisdom you attained, right? And it takes a bit of time, I think you need to be patient a bit with yourself also. You cannot just change from one moment to the other. I mean, you could, but it would be so extreme that you probably wouldn't enjoy the ride that much. So just be an architect and sketch out yourself and then build yourself, right? That's what you need to do, and it gives you motivation as long as you return to places like this. You cannot, from this point on, you cannot be disconnected anymore. And what would help me feel safe in opening up? Dabble. Very sun, nature. Not every card in this deck is like with the sun, right? So it really feels like the sun is there for you, right? So also here in this image, you have discovered your own sun, and now you need to live it, right? And summon it, and question yourself every day if you are singing your song, and are you going into the direction you want to go, right? Yeah, it's so lovely. It's really nice. So yeah, I hope this reading is helpful. And let's see who this reading is for. Do we want to wrap it up with a Moonology card? Yeah, maybe, yeah. Yeah, just another one, right? Take time to breathe out. Yeah, I mean, that's what you're doing there. Yeah, you need to return to places like this, right? You need to do this. It's very important for you. Very important. So, yeah. Let's see who this reading is for. Scorpio. Okay. Yeah, additional info is in the letter box below, and see you next time. Bye bye.